Joby Jay is a soulful and eccentric female. That's not my word. She's a female artiste hailing from Jamaica with a unique sound and vocal texture. Hi! Fairly new on the scene, she's known among her peers for her Big Girl Ting anthem plus other releases. Her mood for this musical journey is that of gratitude. She was here with us a couple years ago, and I remember thinking that she has such a beautiful voice, and I don't think that would have changed in those 2 years. You could have heard her a while ago, even though we don't introduce her yet. Joby Jay, good morning, Wagwan.
Good morning. How are you?
We can't complain, give thanks. Great to see you. Yeah, man.
Nice.
It was a couple years ago, I remember. You had, I think, about 3 backup singers and a little keyboardist and
Yeah.
a different kind of drum, I remember.
Yes.
What's been
Yes.
happening with you? Tell me about, who is Joby J? Tell me who is Joby J.
All right. So Joby J is soulful, as you said before, full of vibes, full of excitement. Just really loves to sing, loves to, perform and sing music that can make people feel something, love to sing music that has a message. So that's really Joby J. I've really been, performing, putting out my singles, doing studio time, connecting with my supporters, and, just making things happen amidst the pandemic. So, yeah, pretty much.
Some people say it's a man's world. Some people, it's so many people involved in what you are doing. Why you wanted to be an artist in the first place?
Wow. So I've always been doing music, in my heart. I've always been singing, growing up in church, school choir, JCBC, all that good stuff. So it's always been in me. And then I have parents who sing. So I've just always really loved music. I was always that girl listening to music with our CD player or some in our ears. I listen to some kind of music. So music has just always been a really huge part of my life. So it's like when I went to college and, you're away from your parents and you really get to discover yourself in a new way. And I just had to come to the realization that this is something that I always wanted to do. I was just waiting until it felt right. And I think when I started, it felt right.
Yeah.
So
for a young female artist who might be listening, watching, how tough is it to break into the business? How tough is that?
Wow, I don't even know if I can answer that question fully, to be honest, because I was in the creative space before as a photographer. So when I came into music, I wasn't completely unknown. So people were just like, Joby, you sing, stuff like that. So I didn't really feel like I had to break. So I don't know if we can answer that question. But I mean, social media is there. Social media is free. I always say this, make the best of it, put yourself out there and make sure that what you're putting out there is at a good quality so that people can, take you serious.
Yeah.
So you just have to really just love what you do and make sure that what you're putting out there is representative of you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
In preparing for this, it said Joby J's style has been heavily impacted by artists like Janine, which doesn't surprise me, Lauryn Hill, which doesn't surprise me, but Nina Simone surprises me because Nina Simone is not surprised me that you like her, surprised that you're so young, and Nina Simone would be someone. Because I can still remember my baby don't care for me when me about 9-year-old and he's about 109 now. So tell me about the linkage and why you like, because she's a little jazzy, type of person. Is that the reason?
Let me tell you about Nina Simone now. So I discovered Nina Simone about 8 years ago. About 8 years ago when I was in college. And it's so funny because I discovered Nina Simone and people like Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald and those people at the time when I was rediscovering my voice, because I've always been singing, but I stopped singing for a while. And then, deciding that I'm going to go into music, I started practicing again, doing covers, and my friends introduced me to jazz music and I was just like, oh, what is this? I like this. So that's how I discovered Nina Simone and all the rest of them. And it was just so nice. And I just love the vibe. I love how they sing. I love the simplicity of the instrumentals. And I just really fell in love with Nina Simone as an artist and as an advocate.
Oh, she's amazing. Tell me about Deception.
Deception. All right. So Deception is my new tune, people. You can get it everywhere. And it's really just about being careful of how you interact with people, because people are deceptive and sometimes somebody can come at you and you see a smile and a nice face, but behind that smile and that nice face, there's some other intentions, there's some ulterior motives. So deception is really about protecting your space and your energy and making sure that you can pick up on the weird vibes. Because, people are weird. Sometimes people bad mind you. Sometimes people see at a place and they don't even know how much work you do to get there, and they have all kind of negative thoughts about you. And some people just want to be in your space to benefit off what you have. So you just really have to be careful.
Deception sound like a true story.
Well,
I get my answer. It's all right. What's next? What's coming up for you?
All right. So right now I'm really looking forward to putting out more singles. I feel like people have an idea of how I sound now, but I really want to give people a different vibe. I have different sides to me. I have different things I want to write about and sing about. So we're putting out more singles, and next year people can look out for a project, So
a project. Yeah. Give me a little hit, no man, all that. That means what? What you call it? Not an album. What you call it? EP. Give me a
yes,
little.
an EP.
So that is a project.
Yeah, I'm not telling no more right now. Can't spill all the beans.
Next year when?
Next year, never. Next year. Why you stress me?
Because everybody want to know. We're almost out of time. Give me 30 seconds of deception and take us into the break.
All right. You can't trust people because them are actors and them are liars. Even your friend, them will betray you for your paper. They say you can't trust people because them are actors and them are liars. You can't trust people and none of every evil look evil.
Aye.
Yeah.
As me say, true story.
True story.
Good to see you, Joby Jay. I remember that. Yeah. I actually remember your performance here, and I thought you were beautiful then, and I still think that you sound beautiful now. Look after yourself and stay safe, and God bless you. And we'll talk we'll talk when the project is out.
Yes.
Next year. Later. God bless you. Look after yourself.
Yeah, man. Bye.
Yeah, man. Joby Jay, outstanding young lady and great voice, and we pray that you get to where she wants to go. All right. After this, we talk to a musician who is stepping forward into the spotlight. Stay tuned for that. But the next edition of News in 5 comes up in right now, as a matter of fact. Right now. Let's go to that.